Today on Community Cooking, we have guest chef Adrienne Patton here in the kitchen making a simple but healthy quinoa chicken parmesan dish that'll knock your socks off. We are cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community. So grab a seat, relax, we've got another great show for you. This is your Community Cooking. Hello and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm your host, Kirk Leins, and in our kitchen today is Chef Adrienne Patton. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. It's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
Thank you. Well, you know, you're here once before. You made quite a delicious pork chop dish with a fried brown rice, and I was looking over the menu, and it seems like you've done it again. You're bringing something else really cool, but extremely interesting.
Okay, yes, I love interesting.
Well, you're doing chicken parmesan, but you're not doing like the traditional chicken parmesan.
Right.
You are going to be breading it with quinoa.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about quinoa. You like working with that as a product?
Yes, it's you could do many things with this grain. I love eating it. I love cooking with it. I just enjoy it. And
it's a lot healthier than like coating something in just sort of like enriched breadcrumbs, correct?
Correct.
So that's kind of where we're going with this, a little bit more nutrient dense, lower on the glycemic level, just a lot of different benefits to it. But I don't think people really associate it as something you can bread with.
No, I don't neither.
Yeah.
But
So
I think you could do quite a bit of things with this quinoa here.
we've got a pot of water over there that we need to get back here because we're gonna do a little demo on how to cook quinoa, correct?
Correct.
We've got some finished quinoa here. There's really like actually a couple ways to do this.
Correct.
Talk to me about that.
You could boil it up like pasta, no measurements, or you could do the ratio as you would do rice.
Yeah, how do you do it?
I have a couple of ways to do it. I'm just going to boil it up like a pasta and let it cook off.
Okay, interesting, because I've always done it the other way. I've always gone like 2 to 1, 2 parts water to 1 part quinoa, boil the water, get the quinoa in there, lid it, and then 10, 12 minutes later you've got fluffy quinoa.
I think most people would do it like that because it does come out, but I don't know. I think when you've been cooking for so long,
right,
you kind of have an eye for certain things. So
well, and it's nice too. I mean, it's like if you're in a hurry, if you're just rushing. I mean, you don't necessarily want to measure and be exact with everything. So
right.
That's great. Okay, so we're gonna get that going, correct? We've got the water right now.
We got the water going.
And this is what the quinoa grain looks like when it's in its raw state.
Yes.
If you haven't worked with it.
But I want to do one more interesting thing.
Okay.
I want to rinse this.
Okay.
Because it's very bitter.
Oh, all right.
If it's not rinsed.
Okay.
So I'm just going to run some water over it.
Okay. And you've got a little chinois there, or you could use a sieve at home.
Yes.
And just you're not looking to you're not trying to wash anything off per se. As you're just sort of kind of adding a little bit of water to the grain. There's really nothing on the outside that would make it bitter, would it?
It's safranine, I believe that's safranine. I believe that's the correct pronunciation. It's on quinoa, so you need to rinse it.
Really?
Some are pre-rinsed, but this one is not.
I have never rinsed my quinoa.
Yeah.
I may have to start. And you know what? Another good reason to do your method of like boiling this like pasta where you're not making exact measurements, because rinsing that off is going to add a water content to it and it would throw off your 2 to 1 ratio.
Right.
Correct?
Correct.
Learn something new every day. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we're just going to kind of let that go. We've got like I said, we've got some finished quinoa here. Why don't we put that on the back burner so you don't get a face full of steam? There we go. We'll let it finish over there.
So I won't get a facial.
Exactly, exactly. So what's next?
So what's next is I'm going to heat this pan up right here, put a little oil in there.
Okay.
And we're going to season our chicken, which has already been butterflied. I'm just going to set this behind me.
All right. And by butterfly, you just took a breast and cut it right through the middle.
Right in half.
Okay.
Right in half. And we're going to salt. And pepper these babies.
Okay. Yeah, got to season it. Got to make it taste good, right?
Yes, yes.
And I like butterflying chicken in half like that. It just cooks it quicker.
Yes.
You notice that like you actually get a moister product because by the time you cook it through on a surface, the outside of it is really sort of tough, correct?
Correct. These will cook up perfectly in no time.
Yeah, if I keep it whole, I usually finish it in the oven actually.
Yeah, because it will not cook up like these two pieces.
Right. Okay. Okay. What's next here?
Okay. So what we're gonna do?
You see, we have some like
eggs.
a breading station here.
Yes.
A little flour.
Yes, some flour.
Okay, and you just want to turn that out on the plate.
Yes.
All right.
Flour.
Okay, tell you what, why don't we move that knife?
Okay.
Put that right there. And looks like you need some eggs.
Yes, I need 2 eggs.
All right. 1, 2. Let me just get that with a fork.
Yeah, just kind of whisk it up a little bit.
Yeah, gonna make me useful here.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna put a little seasoning on the flour here.
That's important too. You gotta, otherwise that's the part that's just gonna kind of be flat.
Yes.
And we don't need to beat that like it's scrambled eggs. We're just sort of mixing it up, correct?
Right.
Good with that? All right. All right, so we've got our eggs, we've got our flour.
And we have our quinoa.
And we have our quinoa.
And with the quinoa, I'm just going to add just a little Italian seasoning.
Kind of give it that bring more of a, like if you were using seasoned breadcrumbs, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We've got a little while before that's got to go back on. I see that the oils are smoking already, huh?
Yes, it's ready to go.
And I think that it might actually be more useful because you're gonna go this direction, right?
Right.
So
would you like to trade places?
No. I was thinking maybe just trade bowls. Like
Oh,
I'll give you the quinoa, I'll take the flour, and then it's, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
See what?
I see what you're saying.
Madness.
Yes.
All right. Shall I start?
You shall.
Okay. So we are going to. This process is called dredging, and just if you're not familiar, all we're doing is just coating this, and in this case we're coating it with flour, and we want to give it a nice light coating, and we shake off the excess so that it doesn't clump. And then from there, with my dry hand, I am going to put that into the egg mixture. Okay. And then I am going to use my other hand. See, this is what prevents clumping, correct?
Right.
That big club hand that you
Yes.
get if you do it all with one. Dry hand. And then wet hand. There we go. This needs a little bit more egg wash on this side. Okay, and then I will let you take care of this, and then we can rest them on this cutting board.
Yes. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this quinoa, pat him real good.
And this is going to stick really nicely to it.
Yes.
Yeah, look at that. That's great. I would have never have thought of this. I'm really looking forward to trying that. Okay, there's one. Actually, let's leave this here. I will start on the second one here.
Okay.
This hand here, the dry hand. All right. Yeah, it's nothing worse than dredging and breading a lot of pieces of protein and just coming away with all of it stuck to your hand.
Yes.
Okay.
But no need to wash right now because I'm going back in again.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Let's see. I'll do this now. A little bit more on this side.
Okay.
think we're good there.
Okay,
Good.
and we're going to pat him down.
Now, let me ask you, when you bread things, do you allow them to rest for a little bit?
It depends on what I'm fixing. Sometime, if I have a lot of more other things that I'm doing and I want to kind of get everything going at the same time, or make sure everything is ready at the same time or coming out the oven, I may let it rest so I could do something else.
Right.
But other than that.
Yeah, because I usually let things that I bread rest because I know with like a traditional breading, did you get like a towel for your hands?
Yes, now I do. Now I do. Thank you.
You got it. Because it really allows that coating to sort of stick to the protein. But this seems like it's going to do it on its own.
Yes, it sticks pretty well. I was surprised to see that, but it sticks, it holds real good.
But I tell you what, while that rests, we're going to get cleaned up, move some things around, and when we come back, we're going to get that in the pan and fry it up. What do you say?
I say, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, don't go away. We will be right back.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. I am here with Chef Adrienne Patton, and we are in the process of making a somewhat unconventional chicken Parmesan. We started off with the chicken. That part's very conventional.
Right.
And the dredging was fairly conventional up until we got to the part where we would normally use breadcrumbs. And you went and replaced it with
some quinoa.
Yeah, some quinoa. And that's what we have here. It's breaded. It's been resting, and we're going to put that into a nice hot pan now.
Yes, we are.
Great. And that's the sound we want to hear.
Yes, we are.
Beautiful. Okay. Now, what are we looking at in terms of skillet time on this?
Just a couple of minutes on each side, and because we're going to finish it off in the oven.
Right, because if we were to finish that off in the pan, would that burn the quinoa?
Yeah, we don't want it to burn. We want it to crisp up in the oven.
Right, right. Nice golden brown.
Right.
Gotcha. Well, I am truly excited, and yes, it is adhering to the chicken. I can see it. I got to tell you, I was a little suspect. I was a little suspect.
I like that you was a little suspect.
Right? Always kind of good to
this over here, because I no longer
shake
need
things
that.
up. Always good to shake things up.
Yeah, you look like the kind of person that, like to shake things up.
What was it, the mustache?
Yes.
Right on. That's great. That smells delicious. Oh, yeah. You're going to top that with some sauce. This is just marinara sauce that you made, right?
Yes.
Okay, but
Normally you could just do store-bought.
you could do store-bought, or if you have your own recipe. I mean, that's one of those
Right.
things that's sometimes kind of personal to people. They got
Right.
their way of doing sauce. And is this just some mozzarella cheese?
Mozzarella.
And we've got Parmesan. And a little bit of basil at the very end?
Yes, we're going to garnish it with some basil.
Beautiful. So is this something that is served in the hospital here?
This one is not neither, but it's something that we plan to put on the menu.
So, okay, you know what? I think you did this the last time to me. I think you're using me as a guinea pig.
I thought I'd try it out on you.
You were using me as a guinea pig. I see what's going on here.
Well, what do you think?
Well, I love the pork.
far.
I love the pork chop. So if this is anything like the pork chop, then you know what? Thumbs up.
Now we want to make sure so when they come out the oven that it's at an internal temperature of 165.
Right. That's safe for chicken.
Right.
That's what the government tells us you should be cooking chicken at.
So we're going to remove this.
That looks great. Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, isn't it fun when the health department shows up?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember those days. Okay,
so what we're going to do here first is we're going to add the Parmesan.
Okay, Parmesan first, all right.
Parmesan.
Let that melt in a little bit.
Yes. Just sprinkle it on top. And then we're going to add the mozzarella.
Okay.
Just layer it on top.
So far, it looks like chicken parm to me.
Right, huh?
Those are good-sized cutlets, too.
There you go. And now, what we're going to do is take this marinara sauce, stir them up just a little bit, and just...
You know, I was going to say, I want to throw one of those on a sandwich, but that would defeat the whole purpose of writing it in quinoa. We were cutting out those carbs, right?
Right.
And then what temperature oven does this go in?
We're going to temp this at 400 degrees for about 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, great. What do you say I take that over to the oven, which we have preheating. And slide that in. We'll set our timer for 10 minutes. In the meantime, we'll get cleaned up, take a break, and come back and try this creation.
Okay.
Perfect. Don't go away. We will be right back.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
Here at Chop Junior, we're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. I am here with Chef Adrienne Patton from Providence Little Company of Mary Hospital. And I think our unconventional chicken parmesan may be done, correct?
I think it's done.
Should I go get it?
You should go and get it.
All right, let's do it. Oh, it smells good. Oh, it smells good. Nice. Look at that, all melty, all parmesan-y. Beautiful. Okay, so now you top this with basil typically, right?
Right.
And how do you do? Do you rip it or do you do chiffonade?
Chiffonade and sprinkle it on top.
Okay, so what we will do is maybe a little quick chiffonade demo here. We're just going to line up these leaves like so.
You are so wonderful.
And then we're going to give it a little roll. And then I was always taught to drag the knife backwards through basil. It bruises it less for some reason. And you know, I am not a big fan of big, wide chiffonades. I like my chiffonade fairly thin, just more delicate, you know?
Yes.
Delicate. I think that it's a better presentation. And you'll see what this, there we go.
All the way around.
And then we have got our beautiful basil chiffonade.
Beautifully done.
All right, let's get this on plates, and then we will eat. All right, so there is yours, my dear. And we got the colors of the Italian flag, right?
Right.
If you notice the amount of Italian food that actually is the case, where it's the red, the white, and the green. They love the colors of their flag and their food. All right.
It's really a nice brightness to it.
Yeah, well, there's nothing like
Gives
fresh
it-
herbs. I
yes.
mean, fresh herbs are great. Okay. All right.
I will
Well,
wait on
I
you.
think that's all that's left to do now is to sample the food. All right, I'm digging in.
You digging in?
I'm digging in.
Well, I'm going to dig in a little bit and see what we have here.
Okay.
That looks done.
I got a nice crunch on mine, too. It's delicious. I do not miss breadcrumbs one bit. And as a matter of fact, if you just kind of closed your eyes, I mean, you know, this is something that
You
would
won't
cook,
even know.
and then putting it into an oven, you wouldn't really be able to tell that you replaced the breadcrumbs with quinoa. And what you've done now, you know, in terms of improving the nutritional factor, just great.
Yes.
I'll eat that.
That is good.
For sure. Chef, nice job. Very nice job. This is delicious. I highly urge all of you to give this a try at home. You know, sometimes you got to think outside the box, right?
Yes.
All right, will you come back and do this again with us?
Yes, I will.
I would hope so. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
All
It
right.
was a pleasure.
You're very welcome. And thank you for watching on behalf of myself, Chef Adrienne, the crew here at Community Cooking. We'll see you next time. It's great.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200 in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCityCable and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.